Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Aquarius in May 2020. Hello, Aquarius. How are you guys doing? I hope you are doing well. All right, friends, we have made it to May. First week in May, pretty much complete. How are you doing? How are you feeling? I hope you and your friends and your family, you're healthy and you're happy, and everything in your life is going as well as it can in the middle of a pandemic. Things are easing up a bit, though, you know, as I speak. Okay, lots of restrictions are being lifted. Some people are being allowed to go back to work. Some people are going back to work, even if they're not allowed. So it's still a little bit of a touchy world out there, but I feel we're probably on the mend, and hopefully you and yours, like I said, you're doing okay, and everybody's, you know, in a good spot and well taken care of. If not, okay, I think it would go without saying, but you would easily have my sympathies and my empathies because, you know, in several generations, we haven't seen something like this happen on a global scale, and it's not even the worst thing that could have happened. But, you know, considering how it's impacted us pretty quickly, I understand the stress and the uncertainty many people are facing, okay? Let's get into it, okay, Aquarius? I have shuffled off camera. That is your main spread there. I'm going to shuffle on camera now for your outcome and your overall energy. Once all the cards are out and they're lying face up on the table, that's when the reading begins. Timestamp is already in the description box if you want to jump ahead. Also down there is the information you need if you want to get a personal reading with me. If you have questions before you place an order, just feel free to email me at the same address and I will answer you as soon as I can. And also you will see the link for my Instagram over there. Now I gotta be honest, doing these readings, catching up on personals, working my full-time job still. I have been a little lax on the Instagram, but it will pick up again in the future, I promise. I pull oracle cards over there for the most part. Probably might put some picker cards over there just to kind of do different things on the different platforms. So if you want to follow me, it's EmpathicFire Tarot. Over there, you will see a name here if you missed it in the opening. And again, that link is in the description, okay? Anything else? Yes, if you hear lots of noise in the background, I know on one of the videos there was interference from a neighbor's cell phone call. So if that comes through, I apologize for the audio. I'm looking to get I think it's called a ferrite cord or a ferrite clip or something like that. Hopefully I can put that on this mic stand, and that would hopefully decrease any type of audio interference. And then also, in the house behind us, they're doing construction. So if you hear drills and saws or banging, it's out of my control. I do apologize in advance, okay? All right, guys, let's get into it. Let's see Aquarius's outcome for May 2020. And there's you hear that? That's a knock and the doorbell. So I guess I was right to warn you guys about possible interferences. But let's get your outcome, okay? Outcome for Aquarius in May 2020. Outcome for Aquarius in May 2020. Please show me. All right, bottom of the deck is the overall energy. Okay, that's so funny. Okay. I was noting to myself that I hadn't seen that card very often in this deck, and then there it is. I thought that like 2 days ago, though. Anyway, it's so funny, like, what my brain will recall and what my brain will absolutely not recall, especially in the span of 2 days, but whatever. Aquarius, let's see what's shaking with you guys, okay? Please show me where Aquarius is in May 2020. Please show me Aquarius in May 2020. Please show me. Show me clearly, please. Okay, I think we got it. Okay, come on, you changed your mind at the last second. Show me Aquarius's, where does Aquarius begin in this reading? Where are they in May 2020? Please show me. Oh, and there's the saw. Oh, God. That's like 3 different places. My God. Okay. Okay. We got there. It was not easy if you were sitting here the whole time. But Aquarius, you come into May. And again, guys, if the sound is super invasive, I apologize. I'll try to talk towards the mic as much as possible. So hopefully you can hear me and not the construction going on outside. But coming in, Aquarius, you come in with the Eight of Wands. So with this Eight of Wands, we could be looking at sudden communication or fast communication. We could be looking at, in this particular deck, the way it's illustrated here, could be kind of chaotic or erratic communication, or possibly confusing. But it's a strong message. This is a strong message of intent, or what is needed, what is necessary in a situation, what is desired in a situation. Even if it comes off as kind of kooky or maybe sudden or abrasive, or straight out of nowhere, out of left field, right? No matter how it comes, this conversation, this text, this phone call, this email, whatever, it is with the intention of being honest. Okay. Just at the core, this is an honest form of communication, okay? And that is going to not sit well with some of you, or if it's the other person, if they're the receiver of the message, because it's kind of like, well, the way in which it is expressed, possibly the timing, possibly who all gets to read the message. If this is, a work email and you see a bunch of people have been CC'd on the receipt of that email, you're kind of like, well, why did you have to tell the whole company? Why did you have to tell everybody in HR? Like, what is your problem? There's something about timing, the format, maybe the language can be a little upsetting or disappointing in some type of way. But I'm telling you that the intent and the heart of the matter is that someone, you or someone else, Aquarius, is trying to be honest and to be, they're just trying to be honest about something. I get the sense of be honest, or tell it like it is, which again can come in so many forms. Abrasive could be rude language, or offensive language could again be a serious conversation or a serious piece of communication. But if 100 people have been CC'd, or you're in a group text or a group message or whatever it is, and a bunch of people are privy to it, it's kind of like, well, even if you're serious, or even if people know about this, or excuse me, even if your intention is to be forthright, it's kind of like it's open for everybody to see. It's something like that. Now, oh, okay, duh. Duh. It could be that maybe you send a message, or someone sends you a message with confidence, like thinking you're not going to say anything, or this message won't go beyond just the two of you, something like that. But in actuality, this conversation may be recorded. So, okay, that's very strange. Some of you may be recorded and you don't know it. Be careful. I mean, we, in this modern day in technology, we're all being listened to at every moment, technically. Hi, Google, how are you? And, no shade. It's just the way the technology works. It's always listening. But I think some of you are actually being recorded receipts, not like a receipt from like a drugstore or something, but like a receipt. Like, people are keeping track of your conversations with them, the correspondence, okay? So if you think someone is like deleting messages, they're not. If you think someone is erasing your voicemails, they're not. Or, you know what I mean? So there's like a record, like a long record is being kept on some of you. Not everybody. I don't want to get everybody all paranoid, but there are some of you that, that is kind of something you are doing, or it's being done to you. It's a general, so it can go either way. And that could be creating, or could lead to further bouts, interesting word, bouts of communication is the phrase that I got there, bouts of communications. So this could be arguments, back and forth between you and people you know personally, people you know professionally, whatever it is. And it might turn into a he said, she said, he said, I can't even say it today. He said, she said situation. But then someone is like, well, I got all the receipts. And somebody else is like, what? Yeah, I kept records of everything that you've ever sent to me. And somebody's like, oh, like their face is cracked, like, oh shit, oh shit, So somebody might get caught with their hand in some type of cookie jar, or they might get caught basically being a bad boy, bad girl, or saying things that they shouldn't have said. Okay? This could be down to contracts. It doesn't even have to be that you're recorded or there's some type of espionage here or some type of private investigation. No, it could literally just be down to communication through a professional channel, through a secure channel, but what is transferred, or what the conversations that transpire end up getting someone in trouble, or getting someone on, maybe not trouble, on the hook for something. Like I said, hand in the cookie jar. You can't really take it back because it's there in black and white, or people can hear the audio clip for themselves. People can see the video for themselves. You know what I mean? So somebody is essentially caught in something, whether it's super, super bad, whether it's kind of, like a little faux pas, who knows, right? So what else happens for Aquarius? Please show me. This is okay. You got Aquarius. This is dramatic. This is dramatic. I think that in some of your cases, a big plan is foiled. In some of your cases, not all, not even a majority, like literally, like maybe like 10% of you, a bigger plan, maybe a surprise, to be fair, but I don't really see that energy. I don't really feel that energy. I feel like high anxiety, like, oh shit, I just got caught doing something I wasn't supposed to do, or planning something that I didn't want them to know I was planning, and now I have to backtrack and now I have to rearrange all my parts to not get caught. This was in someone else's reading earlier this for this batch. I think it was Taurus. I don't see any Taurus. No Taurian energy really on the board. But if you know you're dealing with a Taurus, you might want to go check that video out. Yeah, I think they're the one that says something about like a guilty party in the title. If you want to, you don't have to. I rarely cross promote my own videos. But anyway, so what else happens here? So yeah, so I feel like somebody somebody has to quickly cover their tracks. Somebody has to quickly finagle and wiggle their way out of something. Someone has put their foot in it, and they gotta act like they didn't. So why do I say that? Well, I say it because of this. So, but more than that, I'm seeing someone over here. I think it's the same person, you or them or whoever it is. You know who this is in the storyline, okay? So communication. Lots of it back and forth. Some of it being recorded or stored for later, record keeping, whatever's going on. And then as it starts to be revealed just a little bit that, hey, there's a paper trail on this thing, or someone is, again, like it could just be a friend circle thing. It could be literally like you're having discussions amongst your friends, and, maybe there's a shit talker amongst you who is, playing both sides. They're very two-faced. Oh, I hate James. He's the worst thing in the world. I can't stand that guy. And then, 2 days later, you get on a Zoom call, or you guys are doing something social together, and this person is like, hey, James, my man. Oh my God, I think you're so cool. You're the best thing ever. And somebody's just like, nope, that's a lie. And they go to James and they say, hey, James, check out these text messages with timestamps on them, to show you that person who was just praising you, who was just saying you're the most amazing person they've ever known, was actually talking shit on you. So you do with that what you want, James. Like, there might be some like shit stirring amongst people, friends, family, otherwise, okay? But as that begins to unravel a little bit, someone's plans, someone's two-faced nature, there's like a, oh shit, I'm caught energy coming off of someone. Which one first? Yeah. Yeah. It's yeah. Okay. So, the Moon card. Major Arcana for Pisces. Some of you could be dealing with a Pisces, but you don't have to be. I mean, look at that artwork. I've mentioned this several times when I've used this deck. Look at this woman telling that rabbit, hey, look over there. Why don't you go stand over by that tree? Or better yet, why don't you go land on that moon over there? Don't worry about that little piece of moon rock or whatever the hell that is behind my back. I'm hiding this from you. I am not showing you my true self or my true hand. I'm not telling you what's behind my back. So literally behind someone's back, there's a truth that is trying to be kept under wraps. Now, that can come in all kinds of ways. Like I said, it could be shit talking, two-faced energies, and gossip between, a group of friends or within a group of friends, right? Or this could be like high level, corporate espionage, insider trading type shit. This could be family secrets coming out or family secrets trying to remain buried, but somebody has hired a PI. Whatever happened to Uncle Ted? Well, tell you what, Uncle Ted is living in San Juan. You know what I mean? Like there's just like this pressing on what's the truth, what's the truth, what's the truth. And someone's energy, either the caught party, the person who's quote unquote guilty, the liar. I'm putting these in quotes because I don't know what the truth is. It's not my life. It's your life. You know better than me. But whoever that person is, they are trying again to cover their tracks and act like nothing has happened. So they try to bury the truth. They try to mask it, muddy it, make it unclear. Like what they're, I wish you could see what they're showing me. They're literally showing me someone like agitating with their hand. Like, okay, imagine you have a clear bowl of water, whatever it is. And you drop some food coloring into that bowl, right? It's just going to sink and it's not going to color the entire bowl, right? But you stick your hand in and you agitate it, you move it around, right? Or you whisk it around if you don't want to get your hands dirty or some shit like that, right? The water becomes that color, right? That's what this person is doing. You're trying to see clearly through clear water, but this person drops in some, dark food coloring or some dark ink, some black ink or something, and they do this, and now you can't see through the bowl. When I said the bowl, I meant the bowl was like clear, so you could see like through it, right? Like a fish bowl or something like that, yeah? Whoever this is like, no, there's nothing going on here. I don't know what you're talking about. They will deny, possibly in the face of the receipts, which I think is kind of hard to do. How can you lie when there is hard evidence presented? And I'm using terminology that speaks a little bit towards court, a little bit towards legality. So some of you might have actual dealings with law enforcement or lawyers or, like I said, private eyes or whatever it is, okay? But, and shit with like timestamps on it. Like on March 21st, blah, blah, blah said this. And then I said that. And then they said this. And it's just like this back and forth, this documented paper trail that shows that someone is in the wrong. But they say, no, you're mistaken. Or that's taken out of context. That you're misunderstanding what I meant when I said these things. I don't feel that way anymore. I feel this way now. There is this subversion of what is true. Why? Because to reveal the truth would reveal the plan or reveal who they are as a person, what they really feel, what they really think towards another person in the situation. James, I think you're great. No, someone is like, no, I think James is a piece of shit and I hate his guts. Now, their rhyme or their reason for saying, two different things out either side of their mouth, I don't know. That's for you to discern. That's for you to decide. But the thing about the moon is nothing is ever concrete when this energy comes up. It's very elusive. It's very watery. Again, Piscean energy, the moon, water sign energy, okay? It's very slippery. You can't really get a firm hold on it ever. I've not gone fishing myself, but I've seen enough clips and I've seen enough people do it that you pick a fish up, and if you're not careful, that fish can slip right out of your hand and jump back into the water, right? So it's something like that. You can't get a firm grip on this person because they're very slippery. They're very wily. Are they the worst person in the world? Are they totally a manipulator? I think it's very specific to this situation. I mean, you know better than I do, but this feels very anchored around a certain angle. Yes, a certain angle, a certain goal, a certain desire that they have, because that's the other thing with the moon. Desires. Long, or not long, but very deep desires, okay? So, I hate to make it like this. I hate to make it like this. I really do. But it's reminding me of one of those situations where You have a friend, Aquarius, right? Who is like too chummy with your boyfriend or your girlfriend or whatever, right? Or maybe the opposite. Let's go with the opposite because it's a little more dastardly or a little more confusing that way, right? So let's say you have a significant other, Aquarius, and you have this friend. And once you started dating your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whoever, your friend turned ice cold towards you, towards the boyfriend, towards the girlfriend, the partner, right? And you're like, man, I think my friend really hates that I'm with this person. And so you ask your friend, hey friend, like, why are you like this? I just don't think they're good for you. I don't think they have your best interest at heart. I don't think they love you like you think that they do. And like they put all these ideas in your head, right? Making you think, maybe my boyfriend or my girlfriend isn't for me. Or maybe there's some point there. Or you just think, oh, they're just salty because they want a boyfriend or a girlfriend of their own. Wrong. They want your man or they want your woman. Now, I'm not saying that's the story. But it's something like that. It's like two-faced, double cross, mask. It's a mask. This person portrays something to one person or some group of people, but then portrays another version of themselves or some other idea or perception, not perception, standpoint, opinion, whatever, desire to another side of another group of people, right? The whole time you're thinking your friend is salty because you're dating someone and they're jealous. No, they want that person for themselves. They hate that you got them. Does that make sense? I don't know outright if jealousy belongs exclusively to the moon, but in that scenario or other scenarios similar to it, this could be a jealousy thing. Okay? Anything else? Yes. I mean, they're like, yeah. Like I said, it could be higher than that or higher than that. It could be more serious than that, I guess, or it could be, in a professional setting. Thank you. That's the word I wanted. Professional. This could be, like I said, some insider trading type of stuff where maybe you have a colleague who was feeding information to a competitor, right? And they were getting ready to be, to leave your company and go work for them. And someone, Tammy in finance, whoever, somebody was keeping track of this person's intermingling with other people at that company, or they were keeping tabs on their messaging. There was some reason to suspect that this person was giving up vital information, possibly related to intellectual property, possibly related to corporate finance, whatever. This person was giving out information that they damn well shouldn't have given out. Knowing on the back end, they were crafting an escape tunnel, so to speak, or an escape route, so to speak, to make themselves come out on top once something fell to shit over here. Does that make sense? Okay, I think you guys get it. Now, who is this person? Here they are. Hello. Page of Cups. Water sign under energy. That's twice. Okay? Because I told you, they're here in the moon. That's Pisces. Here we go with Page of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, okay? That's twice for water sign. Not saying it has to be, but they might have some pretty strong water placements. And listen, no knock on a water sign. I adore them. If you guys don't know me by now, I actually love Pisces. They're some of my favorite people in the world. I tell them all the time in their videos, and I'm telling you now in this one. And I tell them when I see them in person. Pisces, I love you guys. However, because I know them so well, does a Pisces lie? You fucking right they do. Does a Pisces keep secrets? Yes. That's part of their archetype. That's part of what makes them a Pisces. Secret keeping. All of the water signs do it. FYI. Okay, so it's not just Pisces. So for those where it's a water sign, take it as a definite hit. And if you guys have been with me for a while, I normally don't hammer on the zodiac signs, but this is a very watery energy. Water has lots of power, okay? Has lots of strengths and attributes to it. The downside of water, it can trap information. Like, water is not just water when it's flowing. Water is also water when it's ice, correct? Insert any suspense thriller here. Insert anybody climbing up the Himalayas here. when you go and you get into an environment where water can become ice, it can trap you, it can kill you, it can, preserve something. It lasts, right? What happened to our good friend Leo DiCaprio at the end of the Titanic? The water, he went under the water and he's down there still. So, I mean, I hope you get what I'm saying. That this person who crafts lies or works in misinformation, let's say, going back to that Eight of Wands, they work in misinformation. They deal in half-truths, okay? Page of Cups. They're young, or they have young energy, or they have the markings of someone who's immature. Now, it doesn't mean that they crack jokes and they are stupid in some type of way. They might be incredibly intelligent, but they are young as in, how can I say this? They're very inventive. They're very clever. They're very nimble when it comes to getting in and out of situations, right? When you're think about it. When you or people that you knew when you were a child, when you were young, like, who broke this window? Like, the person that broke the window, did they raise their hand? Most of the time, no. Did you break this window? Did you do this? Did you do that? Most kids are like, he did it. They blame, boom. They blame another person. Okay? If it's not that, they go into a long explanation of why the window is broken. Well, what happened? We were playing, but I wasn't really throwing the ball. I mean, I threw the ball like 4 times, but then Jason, he threw the ball like 15 times. So Jason actually was handling the ball more often, and he threw it really hard a couple of times, but like, I didn't want him to throw it at me. And it's just like, what the fuck are you talking about? Who broke the window? Answer the question. It's subversive. I said that. So this person can talk a lot to get out of a situation. Okay? They scapegoat. They point the finger. They might get a little case of amnesia, because that's the other thing about water or cups. It's emotional, right? And there isn't... Okay, God, I'm like slagging off water signs today. I apologize if you're a water sign watching this. Because, I respect all signs, truly. And I respect all elements, truly, because we all have parts of them within ourselves. But water signs have not the greatest memories, or I suppose, recalling details and staying strictly to the facts is dependent on, what they might have to lose in the situation. It's something like that. And I don't want to generalize all water signs or Pisces or anybody else. But this person with their heavy water marker, their heavy water energy, is very clever. Like I said, a fish that you try to hold it and it slips out of your hands and jumps back into the ocean. This person is a wily coyote, which is ironic because Wile E. Coyote is not very clever. I mean, he has a lot of ideas, but he ends up getting... Well, maybe that was correct. Wile E. Coyote, for those who don't, remember, that Looney Tunes character who's always trying to catch the Roadrunner. Tons of ideas, very clever, very brilliant, comes up with all these zany ways to catch this freaking bird, but never actually does it. And that's kind of possibly what's going on here. Somebody's plans are unraveling, and that plays to this page energy of, again, that young marker, that marker of being inexperienced or immature or naive. This person, this might have been the first time they've tried to, make such a huge plan for themselves, for their career. Like, maybe they naively thought, which is kind of silly, if I just tell my competitors, my company's competitors, some of our little secrets, that's not a bad deal. That's okay. That's illegal. Most places where you deal with sensitive information, you have to sign NDAs. You have to put yourself, you have to sign that you are open to being litigated against if you violate privacy laws and clauses and shit. It's not no willy-nilly game to tell competitors, hey, what we're developing over here, it's this. And here's the secret sauce. Here's the secret ingredient in Coke. Coca-Cola, that is. Not Coke, okay? But you see what I mean? So this person is like selling secrets you know, the secret spices that, you know, the Colonel uses down at KFC. And they're like, what? Popeyes asked. They were just curious. I just answered their question. Are you silly? Come on. So I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh. I'm laughing at myself more than anything. But this person, not trustworthy. Not trustworthy. As a friend, as a coworker, as an employee, as a family member, because that's another element that is probably in here, family relationships, okay? This is that cousin who every time they come around, you're like, here it comes some bullshit. I know it. What do you want, Sandra? Well, I don't know if you heard. No, Sandra, don't even start with that rumor bullshit. What do you want? You know, if you have experience with this person, you already knew this. But if you're just getting to know this person, or this is the first time they've done this, you're kind of like, what? What? Because of that secret element with the moon card. It's hitting you out of nowhere. Some of you, not all. And you're very caught off guard. If you're not caught off guard, you're still annoyed and angry, pissed, frustrated, saddened, or ready to rock and roll. Some of you guys, some of you, not all, this is for like a small group of Aquariuses. You might be looking for some redemption. And I wouldn't recommend that. Because you, in my estimation, you should never take justice into your own hands. Tell the authorities here on this earth, you know, your police, you know, investigators, whoever you need to tell, you know, bosses and managers and all that stuff. And that's it. If you want true justice that works out in the long run, go for that karmic route, okay? That's my advice, but some of you might be like really, really ready to see this person suffer in some type of way. And personally, I just don't go, I don't go into for that energy. So I would say don't do that. But you're an adult and you do what you want, okay? I don't aim to control anyone, ever. Now, what else happens? Okay, so I think this is still them. It could be you a little bit, but I think it's mostly still them. They want to make a quiet exit. So bad. So bad. Will they? Will they be able to? I don't know. So as the plot thickens, but then also simultaneously seems to be unraveling, like I'm getting this like yarn, ball of yarn, or like a tennis ball, which I don't think tennis balls unravel, but I'm getting something coming undone, right? As this happens, this person might skip town. If that is like, if there's like legal ramifications, they might skip town, right? If they don't skip town, they might ghost, they disappear for a while, whatever. They're out. Okay? Yes, because again, I told you this could be about communication coming and going. It could be about communication that comes suddenly and it's haphazard, it's kind of crazy, whatever I was saying there. And also note on this Eight of Wands, all the different animals, aka multiple people or multiple figures in this story. So you might ask, hey, have you seen Tim? No, I haven't seen Tim. Ask someone else. Hey, have you spoken to Tim lately? No, actually, I was going to ask you if you saw Tim. Nobody can find this guy. You see? They skip town. They shut up. They ghost. They retract their statements. You know, before in the office, they might have been like the, you know, Mr. or Mrs. Social Butterfly. Hey, guy. Hey, what's going on? Hey, finger gunning everybody. Pew, 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 pew. You know, being all kinds of involved on every Zoom call that there was during this pandemic, during this quarantine. Now it gets to be May, and you don't see them on the phone calls. You don't see them on the CC in the emails. You hear nothing from them. Silence. Two of Swords. Swords are about communication, thinking, analyzing, and speaking. Yeah? Look at where those swords are. In the ground. This person's eyes are closed. The mouth is not, you know, tied up, but the head is turned away as to indicate I'm not speaking to you, the person who's viewing the card, the person who wants to speak to me. I don't want to speak to you. Possibly after being accused, this is the reaction. I think this is like a, again, like a skipping town type of thing. Like through the grapevine, this person hears, oh, things are about to come crashing down and it's my fault. I'm going to go. If that's with legal implication, you're now a fugitive or some shit like that, or, it just looks shady, and I, it's kind of like that cliched phrase. If you're innocent, what do you have to hide? If you didn't do anything wrong, what is the point of running, right? Gives a little bit of credence to that type of questioning, that pondering of, well, if you're such a good guy or such a good woman, then why did you leave town for 2 weeks? Oh, I just needed to get away. At the exact moment that the board or the managers were going to come in and have a talking to you about your emails, that's when you decided you needed a 2-week vacation. You know what I mean? And again, they're reminding me why. And that was such a weird laugh. What the fuck was that? Was I Woody Woodpecker for like 2 seconds? Anyway, the reason I laughed was because at some point, even though I dropped the storyline, it's still been here. This person had a plan, possibly still has a plan, a grand scheme to get something done that benefits them, that puts them on a certain path and a certain track. They might not have the exact same plan that they had before, or they might not be able to pursue it. And that could be why they're in the Two of Swords. Back to the drawing board. Remember I told you, I mentioned that cartoon character, Wile E. Coyote, right? How many damn episodes did people at Warner Brothers animate with that animal trying to get the same bird in 1,000 different ways? Trying to capture that freaking bird to presumably eat him. Rockets, skates, dynamite, springboards. I'm assuming he probably used helicopters or ropes. What do you call that? A high jump, pole vault. I'm sure he used all that shit and more to try and get this stupid bird. And he never got it. Or I'm assuming most times he never got it, right? So this person, damn, my plan to give information to the competitors and then go work for them or go work for someone else isn't working. We can't work. And that happens. You're like feeding information to somebody, or you're given like this, you're suggesting something to someone. You might want to move your stocks over here, and you might want to place your investments over here. And people take that information. It's free, right? And you think, this is them. You think, or they think, let's stick with that, thank you. They think that on the back end, I'm setting myself up for something good. I'm going to walk into a new job, or I'm going to be rewarded in some type of way. Then, like I said, as it begins to unravel, people start to distance themselves from this person on the other side, the people that were receiving the information, right? Oh, we don't know her. We don't know that person. No, we never talked to him. Don't know. Even though there's receipts and people can see emails and there's all kinds of, historical, chronological data that shows this was a line of communication. This happened, right? But somebody's going to, both sides, the person giving the information and the person receiving it. That never happened. No way. No. 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 Never heard of her. Don't even know her name. Who is that? I'm not going to say anything. Anyway, and that can still go back to that whole scenario where your friend is trying to steal your man or steal your woman, right? Maybe they did. Maybe another friend saw the two of them out somewhere canoodling together and informed you, Aquarius, or you're the friend who informed the injured party. Hey, I just was walking past the Dunkin' and I saw your girlfriend with that guy who said he hated her, but they were really going at it over a French macchiato, or I guess that's more Starbucks, but whatever, and you find this out, or you tell someone this, and then you confront the two guilty parties, and they're like, you're crazy, that never happened. Here's the proof, someone recorded you. Everybody in this freaking world has a camera in their pocket at all times. You've been recorded, sir or madam. Don't know what you're talking about. That never happened. Okay, fine. Never happened. In cases like that where it's not legal, what can you do? They deny, you know the truth, they know the truth, but they want to deny. That's fine. And they can, because we've explained this person's character. Okay? They will do that. Now, they are back to their old tricks of being silent, of withdrawing, possibly just apologizing, or, I mean, in some cases where they are talking, even though I don't think many of them are, they're really playing it down. Like, again, like that kid explaining who broke the window. Longest explanation in the world. Well, she asked me to go have a coffee with her. And, you know, I hadn't had a coffee in like 2 weeks, and I was really jonesing for one. You know, and I had a terrible headache that day anyway, and blah, 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 blah. Why were you kissing her in the middle of the coffee shop? I don't, you know, it's just like when you're going through a lot, it just, you know, some things, you know, and then sometimes, you know, oh, and that day I actually saw a guy, he was carrying around this really big bag. They're like, what are you talking about? Answer my fucking question. Why did you do this? Why is this? What happened here? Explain yourself. And the explanation goes on for days and days and days and days and days. And it doesn't make any sense. And that's exactly what they want. Now, that I think is a distraction. A momentary lapse in the plan. Because I told you, and I'm so serious, I mean this. This person is sticking to their plan. If they wanted to split you and your boyfriend or your girlfriend up, they're going to do it. They're going to continue to try, okay? If they want to come between you and your friends or you and your family members, they will try. If they want to see themselves moving on to a different job or, you know, getting a leg up in the game by, you know, violating NDAs and privacy forms and everything like that, they're going to do it. They're going to do it. This is, to them, I think, is like a temporary setback. And again, I apologize for all the hammering out there. I'm just now noticing it. I was kind of on a nice little roll there. I don't know how long it was going on, but if you can hear it, I'm pretty sure you can. I do apologize. Now, pardon me. 3 of Wands in reverse. This is the plan. I'll show you that in the upright just so you can get a better look at it. I mean, look at that person. Like kind of shady looking, just a little shady. Anyway, but in the reverse, 3 of Wands. So, 3 of Wands is definitely an action point because the 2 of Wands is like the plotting and the planning and getting like the primary stages set. The 3 of Wands is setting sail. If you can, I'll show it to you in the upright again. You can see in the background on the water, there are some ships. So it's like literally packing bags, loading into the car, packing bags, storing your overhead carry-on, you know, all that kind of stuff. It's literally getting up and going out and fulfilling whatever you decided to do previously in the 2 of Wands. That's what happens when we have it in the upright. It's in the reverse. Not happening. Do not pass go. In some cases, go directly to jail, right? And I'm not, you know, here to celebrate someone going to jail. I don't know the specifics, but there is some legal ramification here for somebody. And there's no cards of it here on the table. I just feel it energetically. This is not going to end well for someone professionally. This is not going to end well for someone in terms of their status as a free citizen. You might be spending a few months or years in the lockup. Point blank, period. Okay? But, and that would make sense too, you know, if someone is making a run for it, like I said, skipping town, you're not going to get very far. If someone is trying to avoid repercussions, not going to work out too well. There, okay, I had a quick error message on my computer there. Anyway, so there are setbacks that this person is facing, possibly through channels of communication since the 8 of Wands is next door. So they might be realizing at some time in the future or around now or whenever this timeline is for you, Aquarius, I don't know. But they might hear through the grapevine, oh, you're wanted, or you've been fired, or, you know, somebody's looking to have a talk with you. Again, I don't condone this, but there is like a little like tingy energy here that is seeking redemption. Street redemption, okay? Vigilante justice. Do not recommend, but I feel it. I can feel it, okay? Is it the right thing to do? Never. Never. Okay? But just because some tarot reader on the internet said don't do it doesn't mean people won't do it. Be careful. Okay? Don't. Anyway, I'm not going to go into it. I've said my piece. Now, so their plan doesn't go the way they thought it would. They get caught. If they're not caught, the high level of suspicion is enough to scare them away from continuing down this path right now. Okay? They might, there could have been someone here that tipped them off. This is like some multi-layered thing. This is like because going back to that one about the friend tells the other friend, hey, I saw your man or your woman with our mutual friend and they were doing the deed or they were doing what they weren't supposed to do, right? That friend who I just said basically described as a good friend who steps in and admits, I saw something that would be of your interest to know. That same friend could, meaning the person in that same situation, they could decide to go and tell the person that's being cheated on, that's being left out of the loop, that's being essentially set down a road of heartache. They could go tell that friend and be an upstanding person, right? They could also go to the other side. Hey, I saw you at the coffee shop the other day. What? Yeah, I did. And that could be like a blackmail situation. If you want me to keep your fucking secret, what you got for me? Yeah? I don't know your situation. I just know people. Okay? So hopefully you have a good friend, or you're the good friend, and you've told the truth. Instead of trying to benefit, profit, gain something on the back of an already terrible deed, of an already not so nice thing to do. Yeah? So I feel there's like layers of like mistrust here or untrustworthy actions. Thank you. Untrustworthy actions layered on top of each other. It's a casserole, a lasagna of bad deeds. At the moment, whether somebody is caught and they're apprehended or they're confronted with the truth and they're stopping themselves, I don't know. If they're sneaking off because they know suspicion is on, the bright lights of suspicion are on them and they got to pull back for a minute, whatever. Ultimately, the goal is to continue forward on a new path, a clean slate, either in the same situation with the same people or new people that can be duped, that can be roped in to this bullshit, right? That name, the Fool, secondary major arcana for you, Aquarius. I'm not calling you a fool. I'm just saying this is your card. So if this is you, own it. Okay? No, I'm not saying you are a fool, but if you are the person who wants a new batch or a new patch of land to go sow all your misdeeds or your mistrusting or distrusting energy or whatever the hell it is, own your shit. I invite everybody to own their faults. I do. I'm obnoxious as hell. Anyway, that's like one of the first things I tell people when they first meet me. Oh, so tell me about yourself. I'm obnoxious. I own that shit. Obnoxious. Now, so this fool, whether it's you or somebody else or whoever it is in the situation, always in tarot is looking for new adventures, is really leaving everything behind. You see his little knapsack there and his dog companion. That's all he's got in this world. So maybe that's also why this person does these things. They don't have much of a foundation. They might be a Rolling Stone type of character. They might be incredibly self-interested. I don't want to say selfish. Well, okay, fine. Selfish. That's fine. Selfish, self-absorbed, self-interested. They look out for number one. And that's not usually what the Fool is about. However, I explained this to somebody else this month in the monthlies. All the cards in tarot have a light side and a dark side. A high vibrational side and a low vibrational side. I usually say, or some people will say shadow side. I usually say underbelly because, I don't know, I just like that word a little bit better. So the underbelly of the Fool is it can be very careless with other people and other people's intentions, other people's emotions, other people's trust. This person plays loose and fast, maybe, right? This person doesn't make deep connections with people. And I think we've all known people like this. Not that they're a shyster on the surface, but they come in, they can be very gracious, they can be very entertaining and funny to hang around with. They can be really on the lighter side or the upper side or whatever you want to call it with the Fool. That does speak to being a very creative and sort of, a mind that thinks outside all of the boxes. Like I said before about Wile E. Coyote. He had over 1,000, I'm pretty sure, or if not 1,000, hundreds of ideas on how to catch that roadrunner. But did any of them ever work? That's the thing, okay? So this person might be very brilliant, have great ideas. They might, enrapture people or get people excited. Hey, I got this idea for this. And, oh, we should go here for vacation and take a friendcation together. And, oh my God, you would look so good in these clothes, blah, blah, blah. Like always energetic, always suggesting things, always involved. And for the most part, positive. But those are, for the most part, what I'm sensing is superficial connections, right? This person, you might know this person, or this is what someone might say about this person. I know them, but I don't know them. You know that, you get that difference? Oh, I know Stan. Yeah, I know Stan. He's a great guy. And someone's like, so did you know that Stan had 5 kids living in Wisconsin and another 2 up in Canada? Well, I guess I didn't know him like that. You thought this whole time Stan was a single man. No, man. Stan's a polygamist. An international polygamist or something. I'm laughing because, like, this is how kind of absurd this person feels. And remember what I said all the way back here with the moon card. Masks. Different personas, different ways of presenting themselves to different people. Oh, I love your boyfriend. I think he's such a nice guy. You guys are going to make a great couple. Behind your back, I think she's being an idiot. She's so stupid. He's the worst thing ever. What's the motivation? I'm trying to fuck your boyfriend. Okay, so I think you get what we're talking about here. Outcome, Aquarius. King of Swords. Well, shutting it down. Okay? Whether it's you, whether it's them, whether it's somebody else involved, this whole thing is getting shut down. Now, I'm not saying shut down as in the business is shut down, although maybe in some cases it's that serious. If this is like a workplace thing, maybe. But I'm getting like the authority of the situation, whether it's a personal authority, a personal power that you or someone else possesses that they begin to rely on and utilize to protect themselves or to ensure something in a situation. I don't know. If it's the authorities, maybe. This could be, a DA, a lawyer, a police officer, an investigator, whatever. This could be in a family situation. The head of the family comes in, swoops in and says, knock all this shit off. This is crazy. This is madness. This is inappropriate, whatever. The King of Swords is that voice of reason, but also comes from a position of being able to influence the outcome, or will get to the root of the situation and find the outcome, find the truth. Hence, detectives, investigators, lawyers, and all that shit, okay? This person is not going to be manipulated or not going to be swayed by any sob stories. This person speaks very clearly and very decisively, and again, has a firm head on his or her shoulders. It's a king. It could be a male, but, it could also be female because there's no gender in a general. But this person will hear all sides. If it's a judge, could be a judge, okay? Yeah, it could be a judge. Yeah, sure. Because I was like, I've never really heard that, but technically true. They want to know all the facts, or they want to get all of the concrete, quote-unquote, evidence understood before they decide to step in and, pass a judgment, offer advice, step in and help, or leave someone to their own devices. Whatever they decide, they will not do it without being informed. It could be you. It is air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Doesn't have to be. There's a lot of people here, technically, but we've talked mainly about one person who, they're a character, that's for sure. They are a character. Anything else with the King of Swords? Because that was pretty... Oh, yeah. Okay, this person definitely is a... I mean, well, I'm perceiving it in this moment that they're probably in some form or fashion about to step in here, or they are readying themselves to be a part of the story. Why do I say that? On the ground is the crown, and in his hand, in both of his hands, he's got his helmet and his sword. I'm perceiving that as he stood up from that stump, took the crown off, picked up the helmet and the sword, and soon he's going to bridle that horse and go and do what he needs to do. And again, I'm saying he, it's a king, okay? Could be talking about a woman. But I do get the sense that someone might be preparing themselves to step in and involve themselves in this situation, where maybe before they were kind of like hands off, not even involved. Maybe didn't know a damn thing about it. You know, if this is a lawyer or if this is a DA, they have cases come in all the time. This could be a brand new case to them. All right, well, here I go. Let me put on my lawyer's helmet and step into the fray, okay? Overall energy, Aquarius, 4 of Coins. So, what could have been the big motivator behind all of this? Greed. Greed. Someone is possibly a greedy MF, and that's the end of it. For some. Okay. 4 of Coins is about withholding, particularly finances, or being stingy, or being in a lack mentality and fearful of losing what you already have. So being greedy, being lusty and desiring after cash, after money, after status, okay? Either coveting what other people have, which is what I said about that whole romantic, you know, oh, your boyfriend is such a great guy, let me screw him, you know. You know, it's like that dubious energy of coveting your man or your woman, right? Okay. So it's wanting more of what you already have, or wanting what you don't have, okay? That's so on the money. Is there anything else? I mean, well, okay. And then on a bigger context, if you want to get into why a person might be motivated by this, or why this is showing up on a deeper level beyond greed, is fear, right? We fear things. You know, fear's a hell of a motivator, you know? If someone, I don't know why, oh, because it wasn't 100% straight. Anyway. Oh, that's funny. Okay. Just to listen, I'm a very verbal type of person. If you haven't noticed, I'm sitting here and talking for upwards of an hour. Play on words. I don't know why I had picked it up. I just did it because I was guided to do it. And I asked myself in that moment, how come I picked this up and started to fiddle with it and then put it back down on the board? It wasn't 100% straight. Listen, in some of your romantic entanglements, okay, somebody went 100% straight. And that's okay. No judgment. Absolutely no judgment. But what was I saying about the 4 of Coins? And what was I just talking about the moment before I laughed myself into a slight tizzy for like 2 seconds? The motivation. Why is this person doing this? Greed, fear, and then not 100% straight. Okay? Okay? No judgment. People's life choices and their lifestyles and their orientations are theirs. Absolutely no judgment. I'm here for all of it, okay? But there may have been a withholding on that information. You know, what was that? Listen, not condoning, and I'm not making fun, but legit. What was that show back in the 90s and the 2000s? Cheaters? Where people on a reality show hired private detectives on a reality show, so keep that in mind, to keep after their spouses and whatever. Some of those episodes, it wasn't just that your spouse was cheating on you, or your boyfriend or your girlfriend or whoever. It's that they were cheating on you with someone of a gender that you did not suspect. That could be here. That could be here. Moon, there is an element of sexuality in that. Look it up. 12th house stuff, okay? Because sensuality, desires. Yes. Come, I'm done. I'm not going to rant about it. You get the point. You get the point. Congratulations, Aquarius. You got the longest reading from me. I don't know if you guys have had a long one from me in the longest reading from me in a while. This was an interesting story to tell. I feel it's very specific or very detailed, but I think there's something in here for everybody who is in this energy field. If you found something that resonated here, drop me a like, leave a comment, let me know how it resonated in your life. That'd be cool. Feel free to share the video. If this is something, if I'm telling a story that happened to you 2 years ago, and now at this point now it's like something in your semi-distant memory, go ahead and share it with your friends who know the story. Whatever. If you haven't subscribed and you might think you want to, there's a button for that down below. Be sure to hit that. In the description box, you'll find that information if you want to get a personal from me. I'll be back very soon, Aquarius, to do your mid-Mays and your Junes after that. I might do a pop-up, live here on YouTube at some time in the future. Again, if you're subscribed, you'll get notifications of that. So if you ever catch me live, I look forward to seeing you guys, okay? Aquarius, thank you so much for watching this video today. I really do appreciate it. Take care. Bye.